Hi guys, welcome back to Coricast. So for today's video, I will be reviewing this model. So this is one of the most expensive model that I've purchased this year, and this is the Fuelme Model Neo, and it is a resin model, so this is not a die cast, and we're going to take a closer look at the model later, but for now I want to show you about the packaging first. So the packaging of this Fuelme Model Neo is a little bit different than the regular Fuelme models, and it feels like it's really premium kind of packaging. And on the top we could see the Fuelme Model Neo brand and the logo right here, and then we could see the model car for collectors, not suitable for children under 14 years old. And then on the right side, we could see the model name here. So I got the 911 GT3 RS 2018 Miami Blue, and this is the model code. And then on the back, we got the website for the Fuelme, and on the bottom, we got the unnecessary things that you could see for yourself. So this is a Fuelme official product, but I'm pretty sure that this is not a licensed model from Porsche because we couldn't see any kind of Porsche license in here, but this is obviously an official product by Fuelme. So yeah, for this brand, for this model, I'm just going to let the video rolling while I'm opening the model, so you can experience the opening too, the unboxing too. So yeah, so the opening is like this. So you pull out this the upper box, and then it will reveal the model like this. And the acrylic itself, it comes with this kind of plastics, and it's pretty thick actually, the plastic itself. So this is the plain inner box, the white one. So the plastic itself, it's pretty thick. It's not like some kind of Tarmac Works or Eno 64 plastics, the outer package. So this is a pretty thick one, and you'll notice I've already opened the model before for shooting. And so yeah, we're going to reopen the plastic and reveal the model itself inside the acrylic. So the plastic itself, it's pretty thick, like I said before. This is a pretty thick plastic. It's very nice, and it's pretty kind of like safe for the acrylic. So the acrylic itself, it's a little bit, I think this is kind of like a generic acrylic that other resin model use. It's not really kind of special for Fuelme. Even on the underside, we could see the kind of glue residue that were glued between the clear one and the white acrylic. So it's not really kind of neat, but who else wants to see the bottom? So yeah, it's kind of like understandable and forgivable, I think. And then for the model itself, it was packed in this clear acrylic case with this sticker, which we are going to open. So I'm just going to open from this side, and we are going to reveal the model. So that is opened, and here we have the model inside. So the model that I purchased from Fuelme Model Neo was the Porsche 911 GT3 RS 991, and this is the 0.2 or the 991.2, the facelift one. So we got a different kind of bumper style for the front and the rear. And yeah, we're going to talk about the model a bit later on, but for now, let's talk about this metal plate first. So we got the Fuelme logo right here, and also the Fuelme Model Neo. I think this is kind of more like the premium line from Fuelme. And then we got the name of the model, 911 GT3 RS in Miami Blue. So the color itself is Miami Blue. And then we got the number of the production. So what I got here is the number 25 out of the 299 models that were produced. And other than that, I think it's a pretty simple acrylic, to be honest. Like, we don't see any kind of like additional details apart from the metal plate. So the model, let's talk about the model. The model itself, I think this is a pretty nice model. Well, considering that this is a resin model, it has to be a very detailed, a very neat one. And we could also see on the video that is actually really detailed, like starting from the front bumper, we could see this very nicely done perforated grill for the air intakes, for the air radiator, from these three holes on the front. And then we got to see a very nice detail for the what is this, the kind of like LED strips and the air spoiler, I think. I don't know what that is. And then the most interesting part about resin models is that they were kind of like taking more attention to details on the headlights. So if you look at these headlights for the Porsche, it's really detailed even on the inside. Like, this is almost impossible for you to do in a diecast model. Like, they couldn't do this level of details in diecast, so this is where you pay your money for the resin models. It's very beautiful, the headlights. And then we could see the Porsche logo here on the hood. And this is, I think this is looks like a metal edge kind of decal. So it's, I think this is, it was embossed like this, a metal edge. And then we got to see the details for the air intakes on the hood, and then another details for the, wait, let me kind of like shine the lights, a little more details in here. And then moving on to the side profile of this model is pretty nice, and you could see the Porsche roofline is kind of done perfectly. And then moving on to the wheels itself, the wheels itself are this OEM kind of like flower type of wheels from Porsche. And it was painted in this brush gold, or kind of like a yellow one. And on the inside, you could see also the brake calipers in red, and we also got to see the disc brakes, which is really nice details on these resin models. And if you notice, the disc brake is also kind of like ventilated with those small holes on the surface. And then we got to see the GT3 RS striping on the side of the car. And then the air intakes for this model is also a separate parts, I'm sorry. And then if you look at the door handles, this is the also one of the details that you paid more for the resin models aside from this one. Because if you look at the door handles, it's actually hold like on the center. So this is a different parts or a different mold than the body, and they were kind of like attached it during the assembly. So this is a very nice details. And then moving on to the back side. Now the rear side itself, it's pretty kind of like a simple one. We could see this plastic tail lights. Obviously it has to be plastic. It can't be painted. For a resin model, it's kind of like a shame one if they do a painted taillights. So this is a plastic taillights, which is really nice. And then we could see the the cat eye, I mean, well, the reflective taillights, the right one. And then we got to see the GT3 RS emblem or logo at the center on the bumper, the rear bumper. And then we could see these two exhaust pipes that were placed not slightly at the center of the car, because this is one of the I mean, like, kind of a small defects from Fuelme, because my sample has the exhaust pipes is not really like centered, so it's kind of more like towards the right side. So if you see that, um And then what else? The spoiler itself, the wings itself, the wing mount is obviously a hold one like this one, so it is more accurate, it is more realistic, it is more true to scale. And then it's just a plain a blue Miami blue color. And then moving on to the rear side windows, if you noticed, we got to see the RS logo here printed on the rear window, which is a really nice detail. And then for the interior, I think they've done the same details, like painting some silver colors for the center console, and this is the steering wheels painted yellow for the 12 o'clock kind of thing. And then also they've got this what is this, the belt on yellow color, which is really nice. I think I can't show you more about the details on the inside. Oh, if you see that there is the GT3 RS writings on the headrest of the bucket seat. And also if you notice, that is the hole in the bucket seat. So I think the interior is pretty detailed, although we cannot see it on the video. And then yeah, I think that's about it about the details. The side mirrors got its reflective sticker, which is really nice, but it's kind of like a standard because the previous model that I've reviewed, the RWB, also had the reflective stickers on the side mirror, so it's not really kind of like a filmy details. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Does it really worth it, the price for this Fuelme? Well, yes and no for me, I think, because personally I think if you really want the model, then you should buy it, because this particular model, the 991.2 GT3 RS, isn't really available on other brands, on other diecast brands. So the only model, the only brand that you could get this model is only Fuelme. So you have to buy Fuelme if you want. But if you're not really wanting this model, or if you don't have, or if you don't want to pay that kind of much money, then don't buy it. It's simple as that. But for me, this is a little bit overpriced for me, for myself, and maybe this is the only Fuelme that I own and I'm going to buy for a long time, until I buy another Fuelme, because this is pretty expensive to me. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on the next video. Bye.